we are back, and I'm joined by one of the members of the Northeastern Nitro, second year of existence. But their first season here in Schenectady, they play their home games at Schenectady High. And your first home game, I'm joined by Melissa, by the way, and Melissa, your first home game is next Saturday, am I right?
Yes, sir, the 21st.
And you guys are coming off a 50-0 shellacking of the main team. Now, how do you beat a team? I mean, did you guys eventually have to call off the dogs when you're up 15-0?
Well, we did actually end up having to pull back a little bit, but it was good work for us because we had a lot of rookies on the team.
A lot of rookies, okay.
Yeah.
Give me a scouting report of the team. I mean, how much better were you guys than this main team? What advantages do you guys have on offense that allows you to score 50 points?
Well, on offense, we've got a couple of workhorses in the backfield. One gal from Connecticut, Ashley Bepko. She's a longtime veteran. We've also got a rookie who actually played at Saratoga High School.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And she played modified at Saratoga High School, Francine Cania.
Awesome.
And they both rushed for over 100 yards each.
Wow.
And we actually had a couple of touchdowns called back because of penalties.
None of which were yours, right?
No, actually, not this weekend they weren't mine. But yeah, I had an offsides penalty.
Now, last year you guys played, your home was in Danbury, Connecticut.
That's correct.
First season here in Schenectady. Where are you from originally? Let me ask you that.
I personally, originally, I grew up in Massachusetts.
Okay.
I'm in Rotterdam via Brunswick by marriage. But,
okay. So what has the team's impression been so far of Schenectady as a home compared to Danbury?
Danbury's a real small town. Everybody knows everybody. There's not a real big draw. You know, you put all the butts in the seats, you end up with about 500 fans.
Yeah.
Here in Schenectady, with our local athletes alone, we're looking to put about 500 in the seats.
Good.
So we've got a bigger area, bigger draw. The capital region's a lot more supportive of local athletics.
That's great. And Schenectady High has a nice field, right?
Yeah, it's very centrally located, easy to get to, and it's beautiful, brand new. Good.
Let me ask you the question I'm sure every guy wants to ask a female football player, right? Like, when did you either start to play football or get the itch to play football, and how difficult was it as a woman to play football, to find an avenue to play the sport?
When I was in high school, I played soccer, and one of the high school coaches actually coached my father when he was in high school.
Okay.
He approached my mother about it, to which she said a nice firm, "No, thank you very much, and get away from my car." But about 10 years ago, actually, when my middle child was a newborn, I saw an advertisement on a news station. And I thought, well, what better chance to become a part of history, quite frankly.
Right.
Do something that women aren't supposed to do, let alone have the opportunity to do. So I gave it a rip, and it wasn't a long leap to love, but it's been tough to get out of my system.
Women aren't supposed to do this. You know, we put that expectation, I guess, out there. But I remember talking with a couple of members of the New York Nemesis who preceded the Nitro here in the area, and one of the questions I asked one of the players was, what would surprise me if I'm a casual fan, if I've never been to a game in which women are playing football, what would surprise me?
I think what would surprise you the most would be that we actually do hit. Yeah. We actually do, a couple late hits here and there, maybe out of bounds, pass interference, but we're not skirting up the sidelines, and we're not in our bra and panties. A lot of people immediately think lingerie football.
Right. No, you guys are in pads, playing the game of football any other way that you would expect the game of football to be played.
Absolutely. We actually are governed by NCAA rules, actually. So it's almost exactly the same.
So the hitting is harder than maybe most people would expect.
Yeah, I think that takes people by surprise. A lot of the hits are a little harder than you would expect from a group of gals.
Who hits the hardest on your team?
We've got some pretty hard hitters on both sides of the football.
Yeah.
I think we deliver as many as anybody else does.
How many total players, and Are you guys, is this like, what do we see it a lot at the high school level? Are you expected to play both sides of the ball? I mean, do you have to be skilled at multiple positions in a league like this?
Unfortunately, because we all pay our own way and sponsorship is low, unfortunately, we don't have a real big turnout. We got real lucky. The Recovery Sports Bar and Grill is sponsoring us. We've got Planet Fitness. Anytime Fitness on board for us, and some local businesses, Curry Freeze, are on board. And Schenectady High School is very gracious, and they do a lot of nice favors for us by getting us practice time. But we only have I want to say our roster is 28. So barring injury or lack of eligibility, a lot of us do play both sides of the ball and special teams.
How can, if people want to come out to see you guys, Schenectady High School, their first home game is next Saturday. It's a night game, right? It is. It's a 6 o'clock kickoff. Right. How do I get tickets, and how do I continue to find ways to see you guys?
Kids are always free at the Nitro. Adults are $10 a person. There's a student discount if you have your ID. We're right at the high school, 1445 the Plaza, and you can get tickets right at the door. We've got a couple season tickets to give away tonight.
Beautiful.
So those will be good for all 4 of our home games and playoff games as well, actually. So, and you can always approach any player you ever see. Okay. And she's got tickets.
I asked you before we sat up here how many teams were in this league. You said 35 in that area?
Yeah, there are approximately 35 in this league across the country and 1 in Canada.
So when you get to playoff time, are you playing teams across the country? I mean, I'm guessing the regular season schedule is confined to the Northeast area, am I right?
We go as far north as, well actually Portland, Maine is further, but we go to Montreal, Canada. Okay. We also will be in Baltimore, Maryland. Nice. We don't go any further east, but we do host a team from Erie, Pennsylvania. Okay. So that's quite a jaunt. Yeah. When we get into the playoffs, East Coast playoffs, they go all the way down to Texas, down into Florida. The conference championship last year was a team from Massachusetts and a team from Atlanta.
Are they regional? Could you host a playoff game?
We could host a playoff game, yes.
What is this team's potential? I see the score from last week, 50-0. I'm guessing you guys are pretty darn good.
Well, we did a good job last weekend, yes.
What is the potential of this team? I know every team enters any season, wants to win a championship. How good are you guys?
We're going to hold our own. We're going to do a good job this season. We have some opponents that maybe aren't quite as strong as others, but we've got a lot of rookies, a lot of growing pains we're going to go through. But our potential to make the playoffs is actually very good.
Awesome.
And that's not optimistic, that's realistic.
That would be excellent. Next Saturday night, 6 o'clock, Schenectady High School. Go check out the Northeastern Nitro. They're their first season here at Schenectady. Melissa, it's great to have you. Thanks so much for coming out, guys. Really appreciate it. Good luck this year.